So what should you do if you have problems with your workers' compensation attorney? We're talking about that right now. Hi, I'm Naomi from Gonzalez Law, empowering Californians through legal education. So does this sound familiar? You decide to hand over your case to a workers' comp attorney. On day one, you're excited and have great expectations. But now some time has passed. You've been calling and leaving messages, but nobody is calling you back. And now you're starting to get frustrated. That frustration turns into anger. And then anger turns into worry. Is there something wrong with my case? Should I fire my attorney? Will I be able to hire another attorney? Will this delay my case? Is there any way I could fix this? You should know the risks. The risk of firing an attorney. 1, it could definitely delay your case. 2, you risk not being able to get another attorney to take your case. 3, the new attorney might actually be worse than the old attorney. 4, the problem might actually be your expectations and not the attorney themselves. If you get a new attorney, you're just gonna bring your problems with you. One option might be to try to rehabilitate the relationship with your attorney. Fix it instead of jumping ship. Rehab step 1, identify exactly what is wrong. Be specific. So if the problem is lack of communication when you're trying to address this with your attorney, you're not gonna just say, hey, they never call back. I never hear from you guys. Instead, you're gonna cite specifics. On blank date, I called and left a message with a voicemail. I followed up once a week for 4 weeks. No response. That is a specific example that your attorney might actually be able to address. If the problem is lack of action, you don't want to make a blanket statement like, you guys aren't doing anything for me, or I haven't gotten any treatment, or anything like that. Those are blanket statements that are often not true because you don't see what's happening behind the scenes. Instead, use something specific. For example, on blank date, we discussed obtaining a QME evaluation. It is now 3 months later and no QME evaluation has been scheduled. If the problem is unclear communication, you don't want to say something like, you guys never talk to me, or you don't tell me things, or I never understand you. Instead, use a specific example. On blank date, we discussed my case value. I did not understand how you came to that dollar estimate for my case value. That's a specific example that they can address and clarify for you. If the problem is outright dishonesty, you definitely need specific examples. You don't want to just make accusations everywhere. On blank date, I spoke with blank, who informed me that you had filed for a hearing a week prior to that conversation. But I later received a DOR that showed that the hearing was actually filed 1 month after that conversation. Whoops. Once you have identified exactly what the problem is, that takes us to rehab step 2. Identify what actions could actually fix the problem. So for example, if the problem was lack of communication or outright dishonesty, those two might be a problem that originates with only one person, possibly your caseworker, your paralegal, or your handling attorney. So what's the solution? You might request to be transferred to a different caseworker, paralegal, or handling attorney, depending on who's the actual problem. This option is a lot easier with a big firm because you have multiple attorneys and multiple staff, and you can switch who's assigned to you more easily. But even with a mid-sized firm or even a small firm, usually there is some change that is possible. If there's only 1 or 2 attorneys, they still have different staff, usually, that you can switch from. Now, if the problem is lack of action or outright dishonesty, so one solution might be to demand electronic copy of everything that they file or serve on any party, any subpoenas, DORs, or petitions that they file. If you get a copy, then you know that they did the action that you requested. If the problem is lack of action or unclear communication, you might consider setting up a face-to-face meeting with your attorney. You want your handling attorney, not your caseworker, not your paralegal, because you need to be one-on-one with the person that's ultimately responsible for your case to clear up these big issues that you have. If they do not meet in person, a Zoom call should be acceptable as well. During this meeting, you should not be attacking your attorney. Instead, you want to try to work together to find a solution. Both sides should give each other the benefit of the doubt and assume good intentions. That will make your meeting the most productive. Warning, warning! If rehab doesn't work, do not wait until after your deposition to try to change attorneys. You will find it much harder to change attorneys after your deposition has taken place. This is specific for California, where work comp deposition fees are built into the labor code. And here's your bonus tip. If you're trying to get the attention of your attorney to get some action done, make sure to put your attempt number in the subject line of your email. So for example, mileage update request, first attempt. Mileage update request, second attempt. Mileage update request, third attempt. Do not email more than once a week unless it's an urgent matter. What should you do if you've tried to rehabilitate your relationship, but it's just not working? Then you should look at this video, which shows you how to dismiss your attorney. If you'd like to talk to us about your case, go ahead and text us consult and we'll be very happy to talk to you. And don't forget to press like so more people can be empowered. Thank you. Bye.